So this is my snatch workout from today. Just working on hang snatches. You might notice that I'm in a new gym here. So this is on the university campus. I decided to switch gyms because this gym's actually quite a bit closer to work and home and everything. Significantly closer. And with the snowfall coming down now, really don't want to be driving around too much, so it saves a lot of time. The membership here is a little bit cheaper. Anyways, the facilities training's been going pretty great for weeks. You can see they have a lot of program in by Coach Aliko in here, who I was working with when I was last on vacation there over the side, and I only trained with him for about a week, but we did platform, so that's great. Quite a few workouts, a lot of two-a-days. So being able to, he wrote me was to finish, specified to work on the weaknesses fully extend, which before pulling under in the snatch, staying tight with the pull under. So he prescribed lots of powers, lifts from the hang, as well as the speed pulls, which I've been doing in the past several weeks here. Just due to my schedule, which changes every 4 weeks, the quality of my training is pretty much dependent on how much free time I have during that block and how much sleep I'm able to get, because there's a lot of times where I'll be staying up for at least 24 or 28 hours once or twice a week, so that really makes recovery really tough. So during those times I just try to scale back my training, still trying to get used to it and get a feel for how far I can push the weight and volume, and how to really kind of get a feel for how I'm recovering. But the past few weeks have been pretty good in terms of having time to train and actually be able to recover. So I decided to push the weight a little bit on this workout. Earlier this week, I maxed out my front squat and I equaled my previous PR of 140. So that was only 2 days ago before this workout. So I wasn't sure if my legs would be fresh, but I felt pretty decent during the warm-up of this workout, even though when I woke up this morning, I felt like complete crap. I probably have a flu or something. But I decided to sleep in a little bit longer, have some coffee, and I took some pre-workout, which is not what I usually do. I had some C4 laying around, and I know that has synephrine in it. So obviously that helps with nasal decongestion, and by the time I got to the gym, I was feeling a little bit better, but maybe a bit overkill on the caffeine. I was kind of jittery, and a lot of my warm-up sets were actually a little sloppy because of that, I think. So I just kind of slowly warmed up with mainly doubles, just going by feel. Since I'm trying to focus on the extension and getting that vertical displacement on the bar, I like warming up with powers lately, especially from the hang. It's a really short range of motion, so you can focus on the timing and really using your legs to drive the bar up. Since there's not any momentum, it's more of a conscious effort. So 1 week before this, I was doing hang snatch for doubles, and I worked up to 105 double. You can see the video for that workout on my friend and former training partner Troy Appleton's channel, which I'll link in the description box below. And 105, that is a PR double from the hang. My PR double from the floor is 108. But given the circumstances, I was really happy with that. So having doubled 105, I thought I would be good for at least 110 today. So that was kind of the goal going into this workout in my mind. My all-time snatch PR is 113. But I try not thinking about that, since hang snatch is a bit of a different exercise. And for these kind of exercises, really you gotta think about what the purpose of training this movement is, because we don't compete in a hang snatch. So it is a variation of the lift. And typically most lifters who have trained long enough and have had some variety in their training, having done powers and hangs and block work throughout their training, typically can lift a bit more from the blocks or from the hang as opposed to from the ground. So given that, I thought 110 was certainly achievable today. And as with any exercise during an auto-regulated template, going by feel is really important so that you can go heavy on the days that you think you'd be able to hit those heavy lifts, and being more conservative on the days that you feel that the weight isn't just there. So here's 105. One of the things that I was really focusing on during these hang snatches is keeping the upper back tight. I just noticed that a lot of the time I would end up leaning my torso really far back, and I think that was a consequence of not having tightness in the upper back during the actual finish. So I wasn't trying to squeeze my shoulder blades together per se, but I was trying to consciously keep my shoulder blades partially retracted and mainly just tight and not having any slack, so that when I finished my pull, the power would be transferred into the bar and not lost in my spine or shoulders or arms. So here's 110, probably the best rep I hit all day actually, and it was a PR as well. I did notice that as the weight got heavier, I was kind of reverting back to that exaggerated hip extension, also lean back, maybe pull back a little too early, lacking the quad drive that I'm really trying to emphasize. It's kind of weird because on my speed pulls I'm really noticing that I'm able to keep my shoulders in front and bring my hips towards the bar, getting a good knee extension, but once I'm trying to pull the weight over my head, my body tends to revert. So I think it's not unexpected at heavy weights, obviously, relative to my own max. So there's an attempt at 115. Didn't pull it high enough, slow into the bar. Not a great lift there, but 110 felt pretty light, a lot lighter than I expected it to, especially during the pull. So after that miss, I was really just thinking about getting a really violent and explosive extension. I always find that the harder I finish, the harder I pull under the bar, just naturally.